Are you looking for good exotic recommendations for when Witch Queen launches? Well, don't worry, in this video I'm going to show you 7 picks I think are going to be great anti-champion exotics for when Witch Queen launches and its in-game content. So, without further ado, let's just get right into the video. Alright, thank you guys for coming by. As you guys know, Witch Queen is coming up very quickly, so people have already gone over the legendary weapons you should get, so I decided to go over the exotic weapons I think are going to be absolutely monstrous when it comes to the in-game content, and weapons I think are going to be seeing a lot more playtime, a lot more usage when it comes to the Witch Queen DLC and the in-game content for it. So there's 7 of them. What I did is I went through a lost sector because originally I had footage of me using them at Nightfalls, but well, things happened and I messed up and I lost the footage, so I just went back through, got lost sector footage of them for you so you guys can see them in action there. But anyway, I'm going to start off and it's going to go through the meta weapons that are going to be released. So these are the ones I chose. Now you can take my picks if you want to. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine, but these are ones I think are going to be the most popular ones. And we're going to start here with the scout rifles, and the first one we have on the table here is the Dead Man's Tail. Alright, as you see, it's got fluted barrel. Well, mine has fluted barrel, high cal rounds, 4 times the charm, and fitted stock, and the cranial spike perk, which is a lot of fun. It looks good too. Alright, now the thing about this weapon here is, yeah, it's basically a lever action rifle. It's kind of like a cross between a scout rifle and a sniper rifle. With a skilled hand, this gun is nasty. Alright, now I figure with that cranial spike perk, it's going to be really dangerous to use, especially in a very skilled person's hands. And add the catalyst, it's going to be like a rifle. It's basically a rifle version of Last Word at that point. So on top of that, you know, you got the versatility of being able to hip fire the gun, ADS with the gun, long range, close range, pretty quick firing as well. Hits hard, and you can basically you can set yourself up. Sorry about that. You can set yourself up somewhere and just start popping targets left, right, and center. Now, dealing with something like a Hive Guardian, I'm not for sure how that's going to fare, because apparently they're going to be taking they're going to be able to dish out a lot of punishment. So that's going to be something we're going to have to really look into and test out there. But I think honestly, with the cranial spike ×5, you're going to be able to really lay into them there. And I wanted to kick that tank there just because, and I missed. But anyway, as you see from the gameplay, it was doing some pretty healthy damage to that tank, and 4 times the charm for me is going to be a go-to pick for me. Now, if you can get one with like Vorpal Weapon or Rampage even, that's going to be a really good option. Pair that with like Scout Rifle loaders, and targeting maybe. That's going to be a really good setup as well, along with your champion mod for the scout rifles. I don't remember, because I think it's going to be anti-barrier scout rifles, so that's going to be pick number 1 there for that. So as you see in here, I'm able to like set myself in kind of a higher area and start popping targets, so that's going to be good, because you can use the Dead Man's Tail in like a grenade launcher or something, or whatever you want to use. Like you can throw your glaive in there, and you can have close range with the glaive, can have medium to long with the scout, with the Dead Man's Tail. I am so sorry. I am so sorry about that. You can have the range with the Dead Man's Tail, and you can have your heavy weapon for when things go sideways and you want to put a little extra emphasis on it. Now, like I said, Vorpal Weapon, 4 times the charm like what mine has here. Pretty quick reload as well. Overall, honestly, I think Dead Man's going to be a really solid choice for an exotic scout. Now, the next one is a little quirky, a little unorthodox, but it's still going to be really fun, especially when you're dealing with Cabal. That's your first hit right there. Alright. We're looking here at number 2, which is going to be the Skyburner's Oath. Cinderbro extended mag for the Empire. Alright, if you read that right there, yeah, that's why. It does bonus damage to Cabal and the short action stock. Now, you can pause and read that if you want to, but with this, it has the versatility of being able to hip fire and regular ADS fire. As you see here, ADS fire, a little bit more damage, but you can also hit fire, and it's got a little bit of tracking to the projectiles, which I think is kind of wild. Only thing I don't like is if you have your HUD off, it's hard to really read. You see there, I went hit fire and just started laying into them. Hit fire, it does fire just a little bit faster. Hit just, I'd say a little bit softer than when you ADS. So that's going to be the versatility of that right there. And on top of that, there's not really a lot of damage fall off with this thing for some strange reason. I have no idea why. Bungo, please explain. Please do elaborate. I don't get it. But as you see, it does pack a pretty solid punch. I mean, for as small as what it is and small stature, this thing punches pretty hard. Now, also, the only thing I don't like, though, is it is kind of meh when it comes to damage, though, up against this Minotaur here. Albeit, yes, Void Shield, Solar Scout Rifle, you know, let me get the picture here. But I was doing a quick field test, quick comparison, and honestly, I could see this being really popular for the anti-barrier option. Because, you know, just lay into them, hit fire, and doing it that way. Now, moving on here, as you see, able to clear out quite a bit of ads, especially with explosive damage. Alright, next we are going to go into the auto rifles, alright? Now, this one here is a Cerberus +1. This Frankenstein monstrosity here. Alright, spread shot package. And as you're reading that there, okay, keep this in mind. It's basically 4 auto rifles in one. Only thing I don't like, yes, slower rate of fire, but yeah, that's going to be able to allow you to get your shots a little bit more precise to deal with overload champions, because that's what the auto rifle is going to be prioritized for, is overloads, which honestly I don't mind it. I mean, it's going to work. I can make it work. Now, I picked this over something like Sweet Business because, well, this is going to allow you to really diversify your arsenal as well, so that way you can still use this and say your active war rig or whatever you want to use, and combine that with, say, like the Ascendancy or the Glaive even, and just have a really wicked setup. Because 4 barrels, 4 times the fun, 4 times the ad clear, and just your standard auto rifle. Now I know some of you are saying, oh, why don't you choose Sweet Business? Because it's a minigun. Exactly, because it's a minigun. It would have been too obvious. I wanted to do something that not a lot of people would suspect. And as you see there, this thing packs a wallop. Now, when you add the catalyst to the mix, it is going to tighten the spread. When you do a long reload, it's going to tighten the spread, and it's going to slow it down. It's going to give it focus fire, and your spread's going to be tightened a lot. Alright, see there, I mowed him down pretty quick, and I'm going to target that barrier servitor and that drag because he got in my way, and that one too. Target that barrier servitor. As you see, even from a distance, it still hits pretty hard, and it just chews through these ads like little small cannon fodder. Cerberus is going to eat them. Cerberus is going to tear them up and just spit them back out. Alright, now dealing with mage and stuff, it's going to take a little bit to kill them, but I mean, that's going to be the drawback, because, you know, yeah, it did get a slight nerf, but still, it's 4 guns in one. Alright, like I said earlier. Now, as to their taking out the exploder shanks, if you play your cards right with this gun, it's actually fairly accurate and fairly fun to use. Now, sorry about that. I have a little bit of a cough. I've been recording all day, so yeah. As you see, though, like I said, it's able to just chew through small ads. The smaller majors, like that servitor back there, just ripping him up, and that heavy shank gun just tearing him to pieces. And it hits like a truck. I used this gun personally in Iron Banner once or twice before, and this thing was nasty. Oh my gosh, thing was nasty. Now, the next gun on the list is actually pretty cool because it is actually able to be 2 different guns in one. Which, I like that versatility, I like that functionality of it, because that's going to make things really fun. Alright. Little plop on the couch. We're talking about the Cerberus regime. Now, tac mag, spinning up, and focus fire there, as you see, and Cerberus Legacy. That right there is why I chose this gun. Alright, this is going to be really helpful, especially in like Grandmasters and stuff. Alright, only thing though, when you have spinning up active, it empties the magazine a little too fast for my liking. Alright, it goes from like a 360 to about like an 800 RPM auto rifle. towards the end of the magazine. Alright. And as you see there, had a little bit of trouble killing that Minotaur. Basically taking his shield down first. But moving on up here, I'm going to deal with some smaller adds like the regular goblins and the exploders, just doing a quick field test, basically comparing it up against different adds. I see another Minotaur, so he was a little bit of a problem, so I had to deal with his shield real quick. And they made me angry, so they met the ascendancy. Now, as for dealing with something like a Wyvern, a Hydra, that's going to be a little bit trickier because they're big. The Hydra has the big shield, and the Wyvern is constantly just pummeling you because they're giant, angry murder turkeys. Yes, I called them murder turkeys. Alright. Actually, though, Minotaur, he took a little bit of a punishment, though, so... But as you see, though, when you're using spinning up, it's going to the magazine pretty quick. I personally like it with the focus fire, because it allows you to be a lot more accurate with your shots, a lot more precise in where you want to place your shots at, like especially if you're dealing with Vex. Alright, a little comparison there with Summoner. Trying to deal with him, and well, he was not having any of my shenanigans, so had to remove him from the picture real quick. Wyvern number 2. Had to remove him from the picture as well to keep going. Now, I did do a run where I was taking on the Wyverns with the Suros, but it didn't quite turn out. Honestly, I feel like this gun would be better suited for PvP than, say, like an in-game Nightfall or Grandmaster or even a Raid in witchqueen. But I think the Suros Legacy perk is why I chose it. Actually, I know that's why I chose it, but to me, it seems like also more of a dual-purpose gun. Like, you can use it for PvP or PvE. In-game content, it's probably going to be better for, like, just stunning a champion real quick and getting that stun off, and then swapping to, say, something like the Ascendancy to do the damage, or the Glaive even to do the damage. Alright. So that would be kind of why I would have it in my arsenal for Witch Queen. Now, we're going to move into an archetype I'm not too good with. Kick him right there just because I can. See, like I said, damage not too good. Now we're going to move into an archetype I'm not too good with, not too familiar with. We're going to move into bows, and I chose a Luminarch. I chose this one actually at the start of the season for a very similar reason. Alright, see the poison shot there? Hit him with the poison shot, and boom. Done. Good night. Game over. Now, this is basically Thorn if it was a bow. Alright? As you see the boss's health are ticking down, I'm hitting him with the arrow. Only drawback to using the Luminarch. You have to get the perfect draw every time to get the poison. Now, I've seen this in Nightfalls, and you can actually use this to stun champions just by the poison alone. Hit him with the poison, stun. Alright, sometimes it takes a couple of poison shots to do it. It's like 1 or 2, but it can do it. I like the Luminarch personally as well, besides of it being basically an evil bow version of Thorn. I like the draw time. I like the feel. The sight's not too bad. Overall, general usage of it, I think is going to see quite a bit of use when it comes to dealing with champions. Now, as for, say, something like in-game Nightfalls and stuff, I could see this being a real big hit. Because, like I said, you know, poison, stun from poison as well. And on top of that, that poison will spread to other adds as well. A little bit of accuracy potential. Not a bad weapon. Alright. Now, we're going to move on to another one that's going to surprise you guys. The Trinity Ghoul. Yes, this is a bow I don't use quite often. Alright, compact arrow shaft, you see there. Lightning Rod. Keep that perk in mind. And that right there. Because, here's the thing with this bow. This is like a bow version of the Risk Runner, in a sense. Alright. As you see here, only thing I don't like about it is the draw time. Makes it kind of wacky for me to use. But you're firing 3 arrows. Now, when I activate the Lightning Rod perk, watch this. Sleepy. And he's done. Alright. We're moving on here. Fairly accurate, not going to lie. The sight, I kind of like it because you can really kind of position yourself to get your good shots in where you need them to. But still, the draw time is my biggest turnoff. I could see this being really useful in-game Witch Queen activities for stunning champions and hitting those adds and clearing those adds at the same time. because as you're seeing through this gameplay here, I'm popping these ads, and it's chaining to other ads when I have the lightning rod perk active. All right. Now, moving on here as well, going through this lost sector, I'm gonna move up here. I'm take out this shank here, drop me some heavy. Thank you, needed that. Now, as you see here, I'm gonna hit those ads there, and I'm gonna chain about 4 of them right there in one shot. So the ad clear potential of this bow is real, and it is really nasty. All right, hit that guy there, take him out. When you don't activate the lightning rod perk, it's still a pretty nice bow because you're firing those 3 arrows, and it does quite a bit of damage. For a bow, it still does quite a bit of damage. Take out those exploders there. Thanks for playing. All right, take out this drag here because I'm not going to deal with him right now, and this one too because, well, I missed there. Hit the lightning rod, hit that servitor, and you see the damage chunk I did on him right there? Yeah, that was lightning rod. And moving, and I am so sorry. I just it's been a long day. Now, gonna move up here as well. Lightning rod active. It's gonna chain and hit those other ads. Basically, as what I'm trying to say here is the ad clear potential. I really like it with this bow. It's often been recommended in Last Wish and other raids, so that's why I included it. Hip firing, it's kind of iffy. But as you see here, get lightning rod active, and good night. You can hit close to him and still activate it when you have the lightning rod active, and it just goes off. This thing is pretty deadly. I'm not even gonna lie. The catalyst, you can actually activate lightning rod on any arc damage kill, so that's gonna make this thing absolutely evil. For like an arc Sendrick or something, like throw a grenade at your feet or get a grenade kill with, like, say, your striker, your arc strider, or your stormcaller. Whip this bad boy out and just go nuts. Alright, now, also moving on here, because I want you guys to watch this craziness that's going to happen. I was doing a quick test. I wanted to see something there. I figured, okay, try to treat it like I would, if it was a risk runner. Didn't quite work out. Which, by the way, that's a hint to one of the weapons on this list. Now, gonna move up here around this warhead, and I'm gonna purposely proc lightning rod, and I want you to watch whenever I shoot the boss. I missed that shot there. That's like I said, the draw time of this thing is kind of wacky. All right. Now, hit this guy here, and I'm gonna proc lightning rod. Now watch this. If you can keep proccing lightning rod, this thing is going to go off and absolutely be a wrecking ball. Alright, now yes, this does take up your energy slot, so that's going to kind of limit your usage, but I mean, you can combine that with like a good auto or scout rifle and, like, say, an ascendancy like you just saw there. Doing a quick damage test, quick damage comparison. Honestly, if it was me, I would pair this with something like my 7th Seraph Carbine and my ascendancy, or maybe even something like a good interference 4 to have a pretty good loadout. Or if you want to say pair with something like a linear fusion rifle, you can, or a sword even for you sword guys out there. There you go. It'll give you a good versatile loadout because this is actually a pretty adaptable bow and pretty fun to use. All right, pop him, hit these guys, and good night. Now, boom. And you see what I mean by ad clearing potential? Yeah, that's this thing in action. This is actually becoming one of my favorite bows. Alright, now we're going to move on to the submachine guns. The Teraba. Thin barrel, armor-piercing rounds, bottomless appetite. If you want to pause it, read that real quick and read Ravenous Beast, hand-laid stock, and Ravenous Beast. Basically, the more damage you take, this gun will light up. And it starts out at a 750. Keep that in mind. It starts at a 750. When you activate Ravenous Beast, it goes to a 900 RPM submachine gun. Alright. Now, so here, pop, pop, pop. The gun's lighting up a little bit. only drawback to Ravenous Beast is whenever you stow the gun, you lose that charge. Alright, I'm taking damage from the Hydra, and I'm just going to lay into him. Ravenous Beast is ready. Gun lights up, and now watch this. Just chewing through these ads like they're nothing. Now, the longer you deal damage while Ravenous Beast is active, the more time you're going to have with Ravenous Beast. So basically, if you can constantly keep Ravenous Beast, the timer going for that, you are going to absolutely just shred whatever's in front of you. I at first didn't like this gun because, honestly, it took about 25 runs of Crown of Sorrow to get this gun. But the more I played around with it, the more I used it, the more I just kind of fell in love with it because it was an evil little thing. But whenever you stow the gun, you lose that charge. Only thing. Now just going up here, shredding these little small ads. Alright, dealing with that Minotaur there. He didn't stand a chance up against the Teraba. And just shredding through these guys. Now, actually, fun fact for you. You can actually proc a Ravenous Beast by standing in the radial area. Little inside tip for you there. You can actually get this gun also from the kiosk. Now, good night. Deal with that Minotaur, just turn him into Swiss cheese. Turn them into Swiss cheese. Deal with that Wyvern. Good night, Wyvern. Not dealing with you right now. Reload again, and just go to town. Deal with that Hydra, because I'm not going to deal with him either. But overall, I really like the Teraba as well, because pretty stable little gun, and pretty fun little gun. It's something that not a lot of people expect to actually be kind of nasty, but at the same time, oh, it is fun. This thing is absolutely just dirty. Like, if you literally want to proc it, it's almost kind of like a more evil version of Risk Runner. You can throw grenades at your feet, let the gun charge, boom, there you go. Instant Ravenous Beast. Standing radial area, Ravenous Beast. There you go. Alright. Deal with that boss there, take some damage from him. As you see, the damage isn't that far off from an auto rifle. But reload, and just gonna go back in on these ads. I'm trying to deal some damage out to get Ravenous Beast started charging. Get a little bit of head start on it. As she Ravenous Beast is ready, and reload. Well, actually, I save it here. Sorry, wrong clip. Alright, I'm gonna go over here, and I like the sight picture as well. That's one thing I like. That's without Ravenous Beast active. You did see it earlier. With it active, you see the difference? This thing is nasty. This is going to be a lot of fun to use, especially in high-end content like GMs or raids with champions. Now, this next one, Risk Runner. Y'all should already know this gun by now. Extended mag, Superconductor. Take note of that. Short action stock, and Arc Conductor. Okay, if you want to pause it and read it, you can. I don't have the catalyst upgrade. That's something I do need to do as well. That's my bad. I want to show you that, I almost forgot about it. Okay, what can I say about Risk Runner? Risk Runner is like the little brother to Zalo Supercell. If you remember Zalo Supercell from D1, it is like the angrier little brother of that. Now, take arc damage, the gun goes crazy. Alright? And you can proc it by any arc source. Oh, you hit running arc subclass, throw a grenade at your feet, guess what? Instant Superconductor. And oh, by the way, did I mention that whenever you're using the Superconductor perk, the gun reloads itself automatically? This thing is absolutely just evil. I could see this being good for like stunning champions or dealing with champions of certain types. And also, not only that, hitting the ads, I throw a grenade at my feet and trigger the Arc Conductor and Superconductor perk, and this thing goes off like an absolute lunatic. Risk Runner basically says, "Oh, you wanna hit me with arc damage? Oh, you wanna hit me with arc damage? All right, all y'all gonna regret that." That's basically what it's saying right there at that point. But as you see, this thing is just tearing through ads. I could also see this being good for like solo in-game Witch Queen content. For like just for the ad clearing purpose, like combine this with say Ascendancy or a grenade launcher or a sword or whatever you choose even. And let this thing go off. Alright. Because I know some people that already use this gun and it is absolutely just evil. Alright. As you're seeing here, pretty stable little gun. Sight picture's real nice on it. Magazine, not too bad. Damage without Arc Conductor active, not too shabby. I mean, it could be better. It could be about terrible level, but it make it completely just OP at that point. Now I can move over here, Arc Conductor active, move up here with these guys. You only have a limited time with Arc Conductor though, so you gotta really make it count. Alright, so like you can go into like a crowded room full of ads, throw a grenade at your feet, and just go to town. Because that lightning does chain to other ads. So definitely keep that in mind as well. That's why I said that, for the ad clear potential, and on top of that, the damage that it puts out when you do that. It's quite dirty. This gun is basically a pocket version of I'm not going to play nice no more. You guys just done messed up. As you see, instant Arc Conductor there again. And as you see, hit something like a boss, adds around it, just vaporize. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for your time. I really hope these suggestions help, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this, because I would try to make it a little bit humorous as possible. And as always, y'all take care, stay safe out there. God bless you guys, and y'all have a wonderful day, and I hope these helped, and I hope to see you in Witch Queen. And let's take back the light, February 22nd. God bless you.
Like and click those 2 links. And subscribe.